Welcome to Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jared. We have a lot to get into this month in this beautiful summer day. So, good morning, everybody. Got my appropriate Jenny Words mug here today. And yeah, today we'll be going over everything that I completed and am reading and am going to read. So, what I completed in June, what I'm going to read upcoming here in July. June was a good month for finishing stuff. Then it's not like I read all these books in the month. I finished them, which means that I may have started them, months previous. But I got a lot done, and let's start going through them, including the first one that I finished is the Killer Affairs of the State graphic novel. So I did a little review on this one, and I love this assassin philosophical assassin series here, and having a good time with that because they're also coming out with some individual issues for Affairs of State #2. So that is also upcoming. So what else did I finish in June? Okay, big one. I finished Destiny's Conflicts by Janie Wirtz, Volume 10. Volume 10, In the Wars of Light and Shadow. We will be having a live stream with Janie. That'll be on the 13th of July, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And so if you've read this book, join us for that. It'll be all spoilers. We'll be talking about the whole Sword of the Canon story arc, which includes Inish's Trial and Destiny's Conflict. So definitely join us for that if you get the chance. Destiny's Conflict was another great ending to a story's arc, and so once again, a lot of fun to finish that book off. Very cool. All right. So I also finished Witchy Eye by DJ Butler. Did a short review on that one too. So check that out if you get a chance. A lot of fun. Historical fantasy mishmash blend of alternate reality type, alternate history type of thing with an excellent characterization. Excellent, great main character. So finished that off. I also just completed this literary masterpiece here, Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. Wow, this book was incredible. Really, just the whole book is one giant metaphor for the main character's life. Salim, his life goes the way the nation of India goes. He was born at midnight at the same time as the advent of India's independence from colonial rule by Britain. And it follows his life, and everything that happens in his life is represented in what happens to the nation. And so it brilliantly done. Brilliant read. Check out Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie if you've never read anything by him. Definitely pick it up. All right. So what else did I finish? I also finished the first novel in this collection, Conan City of the Dead by John C. Hocking from Titan Books. I finished the first novel in here, which is called Conan in the Emerald Lotus. The story was a blast. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was fast. It was a quick read, and it just really brought me back to that Conan world that I love, and had a blast. Just so much fun reading that. Yeah, how can you go wrong when you get somebody writing Conan who you can tell that Hawking really loves the character and really loves Howard's works. I mean, nobody can be Robert Howard, but this guy, at least you can tell he loves what he's doing when he's writing these stories. All right, I also finished off another graphic novel, Parable of the Talents, the adaptation of Octavia Butler's novel, and this is from Abrams Comics Arts. And once again, this I did a little review on this as well. Fantastic adaptation that does everything I think that the book does. That as far as kicking your butt, I mean, like really sucking it to you. The emotions, the feelings, the horrible things that happen in this post-apocalyptic tale of Butler's that is so relevant to our times, right? So check that out if you get a chance. I also finished, as part of our sci-fi masterwork read along, the Book of Skulls by Robert Silverberg. This surprising novel really delivered on all points. It's it's a sci-fi masterwork, but there's no real actual science fiction here. It's maybe a little bit of fantasy, but it's more like a road trip with four friends who are going across country to try to discover the secrets to immortality. And whether or not they get there, well, that's for you to find out. And wow, excellent character exploration. Um, a little racy first time, but it was really just a well-written book, and quite different from Silverberg's other stuff that I've read. So the guy has variety. He has chops, as they say. Okay, so that's all the books I finished off in June. So what am I reading right now? Well, I am making my way slowly through Neil Stephenson's Reamdy, and not disappointing. I must say, it's kind of, I don't know. It's boring at some points. There's a lot of action in it, but it just really gets boring. And I mean, I kind of want to finish it off because I want to know if it comes around. And actually, I mean, I only have that much left, which in this book is 400 pages, 300 and something. But it it'll read fast, so I'm not worried about finishing it off. But I just hope the ending is worth it. So far the journey has not been worth it, and that's they say the journey. It's with the journey that counts, that matters. But in this case, I'm just hoping the ending gives me something in this book. All right, on to something a little better. I'm also in about 40% of the way through not Witchy. Wild Darkness Gathers by Philip Chase. This is my self-pub read right now, and having fun with this book. It's so cool to be back in the world of Idan, and the Philip Chase. This is kind of a sequel of sorts to the trilogy, like almost like a postscript. It takes place 15 years later, and it it is a lot of fun. You are introduced to a couple of new characters, but you're introduced to we get reintroduced to some of our old favorites from the trilogy. And so we'll see we'll see where it's going. It's fun so far. The journey's been great. And so I'm interested to see where Chase, our friend Philip Chase, takes this, and we'll see how it gets wrapped up. But so far so good. It's going by very quickly. I'm really making some good progress with this one. So Wild Darkness Gathers is really cool. All right, so that's that's what I'm in the middle of right now. So I wrapped up a bunch of stuff, and usually my active reads are a lot more involved. But there's a few things that I'm going to be starting up here very, very soon. One of those is another self-pub read that I'm eager to get to, and that is Mercy, Tears of the Fallen by Chance Dillon. Chance was so kind to send me this advanced reading copy, and I'm excited to get into it and see what Chance has, Mr. Dillon has in store for me for this world he's created, and so the next self-pub read basically. So I'm trying to keep up with that with my self-published books. I still want to read, support those ventures and keep up with them, and they've been pretty damn good so far, I gotta tell you. So I will also be reading this month The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, classic sci-fi literature. It's very short, and so be looking forward to that. That has part of the Sci-Fi Masterworks read along, and I will also be starting Song of the Mysteries by Janie Wurst. This is the final book in the Wars of Light and Shadow. Thick and juicy. Yeah. No, I can't wait. This is the culmination of 50 years work, and man, I can't wait for this thing. It's about 800 pages or so, and so I and I'm also eager to be reading in hardcover. This is got this last year. It's been sitting on my shelf ever since then, and I've been so eager to get to it. So yeah, we'll be starting this, and of course doing the concurrent discussions that go along with it. All right. So all the other stuff that I read during the month here. Let's see. I yes, read another short story in Tales Before Tolkien, The Roots of Modern Fantasy. And this tale that I read this month is called The Thin Queen of Elfhame by James Branch Cabell. And this was first published in 1922 in Century Magazine. And let's see if I can remember what happened in this particular. Yes, there was this guy called Anavalt, and he was trying to find this place, this place called where Queen Vey in the Wood of Elfhame lived, and he was going there because he wanted to marry her, and of course nobody would let him go. So he had to overcome these obstacles and these riddles in order to find this place, and eventually he does. And it was a really short, like it's only like 4 or 5 pages, and it was not the best story in this collection, I gotta say. It's kind of straightforward, to the point. Walk on, overcome the obstacles, and it wasn't like combat obstacles. It was like he had to solve riddles and just talk people into letting him by and stuff like that. So kind of basic, it was all right. Not the best story in this collection so far, but hey, we'll take what we can get. We have I think 3 or 4 stories left in this collection, and we'll be done with it. So we'll be done with this book by the end of the year. That's pretty exciting. All right. We also had a yes. Oh, I also read some more stories in the Big Book of Science Fiction, edited by Jeff and Ann Vandermeer for the Specular Speculation podcast. So keep up with that when you get a chance, and those are always some pretty good short stories in that book. And I also read another tale out of Chinese myths and folk tales. This was called the Shui Mang plant, and this was a poisonous herb. Um, and people who eat it die. But uh, this young man named Chu, he goes to this place where he gets this tea that cures this poisonous plant by just bringing him back from the dead. And this is a common theme I've seen in these Chinese tales here, where people just come back from the dead and they kind of just live on, and they like live in the same house that their loved ones are at. And so this is what this guy did, and he went in search of somebody, an old friend of his that also died, and he married her as dead people. So kind of funny, uh, and uh, and they kind of just lived happily ever after. It was these tales are so funny sometimes, but Chinese myths and folk tales. Yeah, the dead come back and just live on as if they're not dead. Really fun stuff. Yeah. Um, okay, we finished another story from Stephen Donaldson's Read Just Another Tales. Did a discussion on this in my short fiction side hustle, and it was the story about the woman who loved pigs, and really great story, really great collection. So join us for this read along. We got two more stories left in this collection here, so we'll be done with this one in a couple months as well. Fun stuff. And I think that's all of those. I also, for my magazine, I got another issue of Church and State, which is a magazine I get monthly or so. Sometimes it's a little late, but um, and every once in a while they have a pretty cool article about historical article, which is what I like the best. And in this one, they had a really excellent article about the religious beliefs about gender vary, and Christian nationalism imposes a singular view. But it was pretty cool because they had the history of all kinds of different religions and stuff like that. And so I like historical articles like that. And I also, of course, read about 15 comics over the month, and I always get a bunch like this, so some of the highlights were Assorted Crisis Events #4, which is a fantastic book. And of course, one of my favorites of all time, the Conan the Barbarian. Love those. And so some pretty good comics that I read. And about, like I said, about 15. So I don't like to get into all of those, but that's how many I read. A friend of mine loaned me this cool thing from Castles and Crusades for role playing game, Adventurers Armory. That's pretty neat, and basically it's just a bunch of flavorful weapons and stuff like that that you can use for your character. And so that's pretty cool. All right, I think that's everything I got that I read for the month, and that I'm currently reading, and that I am going to be getting into for next month. And with all that said, everybody enjoy the summer, read well, and be good to each other. Thank you.